How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Pete's Carport, and welcome to another tool review. Now, it is not a Harbor Freight tool review this time, guys, and I know that's what I typically do. I love their tools. I think they have great tools for the price, and I planned on buying some Harbor Freight tools this weekend until I ran across this deal. Now, the Harbor Freight deal was pretty good too. $99 for the Bauer battery and charger, and the tool came free. But once I added everything up, this looked like a better deal, and this looked like it was better quality because this is the 24 volt max brushless versus what Bauer was offering, which is only the 20 volt. And I don't believe any of theirs were brushless either. So let's go ahead and open this up. We'll talk about everything that's in this box. I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion. We're gonna use each one of these tools. And I gotta say, it is a pretty darn good deal for 250 bucks, and that's the special they have right now. That is the part number right there for those that are looking to buy this or may have come across it. That is the one you want. This comes with the bag and a bunch of accessories, and they throw in the light too. So it comes with the impact driver, your standard drill here, the light's kind of a bonus, and then what I really needed, which is the reciprocating saw, so a sawzall. That's exactly why I bought this set, because I looked at getting one of those, and they range all over the place, guys, if you were looking at different brands, from about $79 up to close to $200 without the battery. So I think this is a deal. This is their brushless set, like I said, and this has the 24 volt battery, and it is the max. So I am excited about opening this up, seeing what kind of quality we got, and putting these things to a little bit of test, because I've got some things I've got to get done. So let's go ahead and crack this open and see what we got inside. Oh wow, it actually came in the bag. This looks like a really nice bag, guys. I am very, very happy with this bag. So all right, let's go ahead and pull everything out. I'll lay it out and we'll kind of talk about it. So inside of the box is your bag with all the tools inside of it, instructions, and a lot of accessories here. Like I said, this bag is very high quality. I'm so glad it came with that. Definitely something I'm gonna use for all these tools and probably a lot more things. Let me go ahead and grab the box so you guys can see the specs on these tools. Now, of course, you can look this up online, but we've got our 1/2-inch driver, which will give us up to 850 inch-pounds of torque. Comes with the hammer. You've got your 1/4-inch impact. Now, I wish that would have been a larger impact, but I'm going to be okay with this because I'll still use this thing a lot. It's nice and compact, and it has up to 2,000 inch-pounds of torque, so a pretty powerful little guy there. And the main reason why I bought this is the reciprocating saw or sawzall. Pretty excited to see how good this is compared to what I was using before, and this one has speeds up to 3,200 strokes per minute. Then you got that little bonus, like I said, flashlight with 300 lumens. Probably going to use that thing all the time as well. Downside, well, you only get one battery, but you can always buy more. This will work with all of these tools, plus a ton of other tools that they sell. It is a 4 amp hour battery, but it is the 24 volt max. Now, the Bauer from Harbor Freight, the deal they had was a 5 amp hour. Theirs was not a 24 volt, it was a 20 volt, and I believe this is gonna be more powerful anyway. So that is why I went with this. I felt like the quality here, what you got was a much better deal than what I could have gotten from Harbor Freight. You've got some accessories, like I said, and in the bag, we've got even more accessories that even came with a blade for your sawzall. I'll quickly look through the instructions and kind of point out anything that would be necessary in order to start up any of these tools. So let's get going. So each tool comes with a separate instruction booklet. Make sure you read through those carefully before using. And also the battery and charger come with instructions. And if you read through this, it will tell you that your battery has about half-life, and it takes about 85 minutes to fully charge according to our charger booklet here. So on the battery, it does have an indicator, and you can push the button here and you'll see it comes with about half charge. So I'm guessing maybe 30-40 minutes we should be fully charged. So let's go ahead and get our battery on the charger and get to using these tools. So while the battery's charging, let's go ahead and talk about our reciprocating saw, since this has the most options that need to be talked about, and this is the tool that we're going to use first. So let's talk about loading the blade. You want to make sure first off that no matter what blade you use, it's a standard sawzall reciprocating saw type blade, not a T, not a U that would normally be used in a jigsaw. That won't work. Now to insert the blade, it's pretty simple. You're just going to turn. It only turns one direction. It is counterclockwise. You're going to go ahead and turn the end piece there and slide your blade in. Before you put your blade in, you do want to make sure that your shaft is all the way extended. And to do that, you got to insert your battery, tap the button until it comes out. Now make sure you do not have a blade in when you do that. I've already went ahead and did that. So now that inserts your blade, make sure it's in there really good before putting your battery on and using. You don't want the blade to go flying. There is also an adjustment here called the shoe adjustment. So you push that little button and your shoe can be slid forward. Just gives you a little bit more control. So the last saw I had did not have that option. I will probably try that out in the future, but not today because I've got to get into a tight area and I need as long of a blade as I can get, and you guys will see that. This does have an LED light located up in here. So once you hit your power button, it is going to come on. So that's kind of nice. My other one did not have any type of light. To insert your battery, you're just going to slide it on. It locks into place. To get it off, you're going to pull the lock off. I'll show you guys that once we put the battery on. And you do have 2 speeds and you have a locking position. So your speed 1's all the way over there, locking's in the middle, and then speed number 2 is all the way over to the right. This is your trigger button right here. And this is just to be able to grab onto like a stabilizer bar when cutting. So that's kind of a nice little feature. Instead of having a big old thing on there, this allows you to get into tight spaces but still hold on to the tool securely. So I do like that. Overall, it's a little bit bigger than I would like, but it is the max brushless version, so I'm excited to see how it performs. Let's go ahead and get the battery on here, and I'll show you guys what we're going to be cutting into. All right, our battery is fully charged. I'm going to do this one-handed. We're just going to slide our battery onto the back there till it clicks in. To take off, you push in both of those and pull right off. So let's go ahead and snap that in. As you guys saw how easy that was one-handed. Let me set the tool down real fast. Show you guys what we're going to be cutting on the exhaust manifold here on my Porsche 944. I completely stripped out a couple of the bolts. We got to get this off. We're going to be installing headers. As you guys see here, I tried to use a cutoff wheel and I accidentally cut through my manifold, which really made me mad. So this is going to make the job a lot easier. It's a very tight area down here. So hopefully this gets in there and we can cut this bolt off and move forward with this project. All right, we're gonna try starting on speed 1, see if I can get the tool down in there nicely, get this thing cut off. So I had to go down and get a longer blade to reach down in there. Make sure you wear your glasses, your safety glasses as well. Man, that was incredible, guys. That's awesome. This saw kicks butt. So guys, let's go ahead and move on to the 1/4-inch impact driver. Now that reciprocating saw blew me away, guys. That thing was awesome. It cut through that bolt like butter. I'm expecting this to kind of blow me away too, just looking at it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I was just gonna show you guys a quick demo, and then I opened up the instruction booklet and realized there's a lot of options on this thing. Definitely look through the entire instructions. This is my first time using it, so I might miss something. But let's go ahead and pop the battery on just like we did with the saw. Snaps on like that, comes off the same way, pulling in those 2 side pieces. Now here's where this thing kind of gets unique, is up here you've got some options. You've got your speed. Let's go ahead and hit the button. You got your speed. You can tap through 1, 2, and 3. And then you've got finish and self-tap. I had no idea what that was. I kind of had an idea, but I had to look through the instructions. Finish seems to be where it shuts down without impacting hard. So if you're going into something real thin, it'll shut down the impact right away. And self-tap seems to be a little bit more powerful than that to go into heavier material. But like I said, I've never used this thing before, and I've never seen that type of option on any of these drills. So I'm pretty excited to play around with that. But right now, what we're gonna do, I'm going to start with a 1. We're going to go ahead and take off some of the bolts on our cam cover, which is a valve cover technically on the Porsche. So one of the things you're going to need to be able to use some of the attachments is a piece like this. So this is a 1/4-inch socket attachment. So this is going to slide right in here and snap in. You just kind of push it in there. You see it grabs it to get it off. You're going to pull forward and slide that out. Now once we have that in there, we're going to be able to attach sockets to this. So anything that works as a socket. So what we're going to use is this Allen attachment here. Now, ironically, I only have the 3/8 inch drive. This is a 1/4 inch here. So I got to go ahead and get an attachment here that goes down. But we'll go ahead and put that on there. And like I said, I'm going to start with a 1, see if it impacts that off. And I got to tell you, I've already taken one off earlier, and I had to use a little bit of a breaker bar. And then I was able to use my ratchet that I got from Harbor Freight, my electric ratchet, to get the rest of it off. So I'm excited to see if this thing just takes it right off on a number 1. Then we'll try to take a lug bolt off as well. So let's go ahead and get set up. Now make sure you have it in reverse, which is going to be able to push back here. So that should be reversed. Double check it. That's our reverse right there. And we're going to go ahead and take off one of these bolts down in here. Like I said, we've got it on a 1. So let's see if it impacts it off. Well, not on a 1. So let's go ahead and go up to a 2 here. Do not adjust it while using the device. I know it said that in the instructions. So make sure when you're adjusting the speed, you have it off. You're not pulling the trigger. 2 didn't work either, but you can definitely tell the power difference there. Let's see if we can get it with a 3. Oh, there we go. 3 works. So it did impact it off. And like I said, I've already taken one of these off. I don't know what the torque spec is on it or if it was even torqued properly, but I had to use a little bit of a breaker bar to get it off before I could use my electric ratchet wrench. So that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a lug bolt off. I'm probably going to keep it on 3 since those are definitely going to be a higher torque setting. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with that. All right, we're going to go ahead and attach our 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, and we're going to use a 1/2 inch impact socket. Once again, make sure you're in reverse. I'm set to 3. See if it takes it off. Look at that. Wow. I got to be honest. I know that a lot of times I struggle getting these off because these wheels have been on for a while. Let's go ahead and try to do a 2. It got it. So I would recommend a 3 on any of these heavy duty things like wheel nuts, but I'm going to use this thing all the time. I can't tell you how many times I'm moving wheels around and just a pain in the butt to pull out my corded impact. This is going to be a lifesaver for me. Once again, this is an amazing tool. I am getting blown away by this, guys, and I'm being serious. I did not expect these tools to be as good as they are. I was hoping, but they're definitely going beyond what I was expecting and living up to the hype of what the review said. So let's move on to the last one, and then we'll also check out that light. So let's go ahead and move on to our 1/2 inch brushless drill. This is more of a basic device, kind of has a 1 and 2 speed setting here. Now 1 is going to be your higher torque, lower speed. 2 is going to be your higher speed, lower torque. And then you kind of have these micro settings up here to increase your torque all the way up to 22 here. It is a keyless chuck, so you just kind of spin this right here. Real nice. It's actually got a nice bearing in there. Of course, if you put the battery on here and you turn, you have reverse and forward here when you hit your trigger. And you can go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and try to drill out a hole in a piece of wood. I know it's going to do it really nicely, but you're going to go ahead and put that in there. Tighten it up. Now, I like to tighten it up like that. You can feel the impact there, so that's nice and tight. That's easy to hold on to. That one's set to a 2. A 1 is if you're trying to go into some heavy material. We could probably keep it on a 2 since we're just going into some light wood. Let's go ahead and test it out and see how well it works. We're going to go ahead and test out drilling a hole out of this piece of wood. It's about 3/4 inch thick, so kind of a decently thick piece of wood. I do have it set to number 2, and I have the torque setting all the way up. Just want to see how it goes. Make sure you're in forward. Oh, there is an LED light as well on this one too. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. On a 2, you can see it was given out a little bit, but when I went to a 1, it went right through. So probably want to be on a 1 setting on a thick piece of wood like this. this wasn't as impressive as I was expecting, but definitely something I'm going to use all the time. Way better than my Ryobi one that's probably 8 years old now. Battery barely lasts, so I'm excited to get this back into my artillery and be able to use a nice drill. So definitely something I would have wanted to buy anyway, so I'm excited to have it. So the last thing to test out is going to be our flashlight. I consider this to be a bonus. The battery does snap on the bottom like everything else. It does have a trigger button. Seems pretty durable. Seems like it might even be water resistant, if not waterproof. But it only has one option, on and off. So our trigger right here. Let's go ahead and test out how well this light works. Let's go in our shed over here, which is always really dark, and I'm always having to grab a flashlight to go in here. We'll shut the door, as you guys can see. Let me get the door shut off here. Very, very dark, and it lights the whole room up. So I'm always going in here to grab parts that I have stored. This is going to come in handy. I'm constantly needing a nice light, so kind of cool. I'm glad that this came with this. Now, if I were to have to rate each one of the things that came with this set, I would have to say as a total, it's a 9 out of 10, and I love everything about it. I love the bag. The bag I would give an 8 out of 10. It's nice. It's not the nicest bag in the world, but definitely something I'm going to use all the time. It could have a little bit more pockets to it. The flashlight, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's pretty heavy for what it is. You know, it's not real compact, so it's not going to be super, super useful in tight areas. Now, when it comes to the reciprocating saw and our impact, those are definitely 10 out of 10. Those were my favorite tools by far, and that made this whole package worth it. And then that drill, I'm going to use that drill all the time, just like I do my Ryobi. Now, my Ryobi is a piece of junk compared to this, but I still got to rate that drill about an 8, maybe a 7.5 out of 10, just because it didn't seem as powerful as I was expecting. But down the road, I might be changing my mind on that because I'm starting to like all these tools. I'm probably going to end up buying an extra battery just so I don't have to jump from device to device. But let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. If this is something you would buy, 250 bucks, I think, is a steal for all of this. One more battery will probably complete this entire set for me, and I'll have it for years and years. Oh, one more thing that's amazing about this. You get a 5-year limited tool guarantee and a 3-year battery guarantee from the manufacturer. So that is pretty awesome. Once again, guys, this is the 4913885 package, and it is the 24 max lithium ion. So this was a fun video for me to do. You guys have an awesome day, a blessed week, and I'll catch you on the next video.